What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Monday, May 16th. And guys, sorry again. I have actually been under the weather. I've actually had a flu for the past week, so I haven't been able to produce as much content as I normally should. But today, I actually want to do a video on Terra Luna. Ever since I got sick, Terra Luna has been making waves across all news platforms, and a lot of people were affected by Terra Luna's massive decline. We usually call that a death spiral in this game. Now guys, we're going to dive deep into, is this actually a good investment, because they have announced that they're going to do a recovery plan, but also, a lot of people think that this is a good investment because there are literally, if you invest $1 or $20, you can get entry points of like less than a fraction of a penny. So we want to know, is this actually worth it, or is it dead on arrival? Well, I will tell you at the end of this video, but be sure to watch this video through its entirety. So guys, as always, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to join our Patreon page, and most importantly, please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email, so please be careful and invest safely. So as you can see here, guys, the price of Terra Luna is 0.0002 cents. Now, we knew the highest point that we ever had was around $115, maybe even close to $120 at an all-time high. And ever since then, we had this massive crash. And that is very sad because a lot of people's lives were ruined, investing thousands and thousands upon millions and millions, even billions of dollars into this project. And so it is a devastating project. And so, while there is sadness in the air, there's also opportunity for others. That's how people like to see this as. And when we go to the Google Trends, obviously Terra Luna has been making waves all across the world. And people have been wondering, is this actually something that is a good entry point when something falls like this? Well, we don't get too optimistic. Just because something is making the waves in the news platforms doesn't mean that's actually the best investment. That could be actually just bad news. And then further up, we know that, all this was stirred up because the UST, which is the stable coin for Terra Luna, which is US Terra, unfortunately lost its peg. And it went from $1 to even as low as 15 cents the last time that I had checked on the UST price. And if you guys don't know, a stablecoin is not supposed to be depegged. It's supposed to stay $1. And usually most stablecoins are backed by a digital dollar or a US dollar. So the thing is, this is an algorithmic stablecoin using Terra and UST to algorithmically work together to help at least work itself in an ecosystem where it actually can function well together. So while Terra is being created, that means UST is also being used as well. But unfortunately, something terrible happened, and we don't know still to this day why the UST did fall as much as it did. A lot of speculation around BlackRock and Citadel. Again, they've declined, crashing the price of UST, but we don't know that for sure. So let's go ahead and look at how many people lost money. So these are certain wallets, as you can see here in this one, this one, this one, and this one. These are different wallets. And the reason we're bringing this up is because we want to show you how much they lost. So say, for instance, this person had over 12 million different coins of Terra Luna. That was at an entry point of around $86. And now that would have been worth around $1 billion at that time. But because of this crash, Luna at the time did crash below. It's in the fractions of pennies, so this is actually a really late chart. But at the time of this article, it was around $1.53 that it crashed. It went from 86 to $1.53. And what happened? Well, that 12 million coins is now worth 18 million. So to go from 1 billion to 18 million is crazy. And so forth and so on. For this one, this person lost, went from 497 million all the way to 8.8 million. That's just a huge devastating loss. This person went from having 435 million down to 7.7 million. Again, loss. And just letting you guys know, these guys lost more money because now they literally probably have like almost $0 because we're in the fractions of penny on the Terra Luna price. So this is very unfortunate, and I just want to share this with you guys because I want you guys to understand, like, you're not alone when you lost money. A lot of people, a lot of VCs lost money too. And what am I talking about? Well, some of these are the VCs right here. And this was back in November 2021. Again, they've actually raised more money, raised more VC money, and more partners ever since November 2021. But these are just like the first initial companies. We have Terra Capital, Galaxy Digital, DeFi Alliance, Block Tower Capital, and not only that, they just all lost money. And there's also Three Arrows Capital, which is not in here, but they all lost money, guys. So you're not alone in this battle. Now, next up, we also have, this post that was sent out by Do Kwon. Now, Do Kwon has been kind of silent. He hasn't really been posting much on his Twitter, but unfortunately, he's putting out his pain and his sorrows out to people. And honestly, this means nothing to the community. Unfortunately, just because he sends out a tweet like this does not forgive his actions, does not forgive his the way he built this as an algorithmic stablecoin. It just doesn't work, and UST, the way he was trying to do was he was going to use Bitcoin as a reserve to back the UST. And as you can see, it did not work. And he was buying hundreds of millions every single day of Bitcoin. So who does that really benefit? It doesn't benefit you, the holders, not at all. No, it benefits them. It benefits Terra Luna, it benefits Do Kwon. So they still have Bitcoin in reserves. So keep that in mind. So what are they going to do with that reserves? Hopefully we can find out. I mean, CZ, who is the founder and CEO of Binance. Now, Binance, again, they have their own quirks. They're not exactly perfect either. There's a lot of burning with their token. But either way, CZ is actually invested, or at least Binance is invested in Terra Luna, right? Like again, you guys aren't the only ones. Terra Luna had Binance as an investor, and even Binance lost money, and we'll show that in a little bit. But he doesn't even think the forking of Terra Luna is going to work. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Do Kwon was introducing the idea to the community to do a forking event where basically you create a whole new token. But the thing is, that would ignore the whole problem in itself. And the people who lost money with Luna, what are they going to do? They're going to be stuck with like holding the bag. So forking wouldn't help. And we know that something happened with Ethereum where there's a reason why there's Ethereum Classic and Ethereum today. There was a fork event because there was a huge hack back in the day, and that's why Ethereum Classic is no longer in order. But regardless, this is just really devastating for even CZ himself. But if you guys want to know how much they lost, well, Binance, they received around 15 million Luna at the peak of 1.6 million USD, which is not much, as part of their $3 million investment, right? But unfortunately, they lost a lot of that money. So, there's nothing that they can do for that. They can't move it. They're not going to sell it. They don't know what to do. So hopefully they can figure this out, and CZ's really upset with Do Kwon at the moment. And here's another thing. Do Kwon back in the day, this was back in March, and all these other dates like January, May 6th, these are all quotes that he's kind of said to his critics that say like, Terra Luna and Do Kwon, basically just being critical, right? Saying that it's not going to work. Well, the way he responds to them is, using the word poor. And as you can see here, poor is mentioned many different times. And the reason I bring this up is because you shouldn't, with all that money and all that power, pick on people who are your critics. Critics actually make you a better person. But he's calling them, poor in some way, right? And sometimes he'll refer to other people as poor. And I just don't think that's the right attitude, guys. When you enter this space, you have to be very humble. You can't pick on people. And in a way, this is what we call karma, or in South Africa, we call it huchu, right? It's just bad karma heading your way. And in fact, this guy needs to know, like, it's not going to just affect him, it's going to affect everybody. And he also continues to even still continue to call people poor, and we can't use that language. It's just like, as you can see here, I'm showing all these different sites. It's just a really bad habit, guys. This is not something you want in a leader. And if you invest in a project, don't invest on somebody that has this type of attitude, right? So either way, this was something that Peter McCormick said and retweeted from Do Kwon. He said, Do Kwon said, if you get burned by a textbook Ponzi scheme, you have none but yourself to blame. Don't FOMO in after crypto influencers. Most of them are dumber than you. You just can't use that language, dude. Like that's just bad like spirits right there. Like I would never want to support a project like this, and this is why I think Terra Luna is actually still continuing a death spiral, right? So don't come into this space like talking like that to the community. It's just not working. Now Luna just recently had an announcement, And it was back on May 14th, and that foundation allegedly had around 8,000 Bitcoin, right? And that was from its reserve in Gemini and Binance. But we don't know what's going on with that funds. Is it going to be used for something? We don't know. And so because of this event, unfortunately, and I don't know if this is a coincidence, but the U.S. Security Exchange Commission, Hester Pierce, who's very bullish on cryptocurrency, is like one of the only people that I feel is fighting for crypto regulation, other than Gary Gensler, but she seems to have a better understanding than Gary Gensler, started, saying that there needs to be oversight of stablecoins after this UST crash. So it's kind of awkward that this crash happened, and then shortly after the crash happened, the US SEC decided, they're going to make this announcement. It's just a crazy coincidence. I don't know if you guys feel suspicious of this. Not only that, Janet Yellen. We know Janet Yellen, who is a person who disliked Bitcoin, dislikes cryptocurrency, recently became an advocate, but still now is saying that there needs to be more regulation around this crypto stablecoin, and it's because of this UST incident. That's just a crazy moment of timing to happen, right? This seems like a coordinated event. Now, there's no proof. There's nothing to prove that this is true, but it's just a crazy coincidence. And I think this is something you guys need to keep your mind on when all this is happening. It's just too close together, in my opinion. Now, there have been a few exchanges that have resumed trading. If you don't know, a lot of the exchanges have disabled their trading right when the event happened, but Crypto.com has resumed theirs. We also have KuCoin, who has resumed their Luna trading, like deposits and withdrawals. But also we have Huobi Exchange as well, and many others. So keep that in mind when we're having these exchanges being listed for Luna. It doesn't mean that you should actually ape into it, right? Don't buy into it because people are relisting it on their exchanges. But guys, you do need to keep in mind that this is a consequence of when you mess with other people's money. Now there are people filing police reports against Do Kwon, right? They're filing against him, and he's being sued. And right now people are coming after him. And that's the problem. Like, this is what happens when you talk the amount of crap that you do. And also when you mess with other people's money and lose it in the billions of dollars, people are going to come after you. And when I mean come after you, like literally, there are people coming to his home. And literally, like, I don't know if they're going to break in or whatever, but there are people that went to his home, and now his wife is in danger. And now, he has to have police protect him from regular investors who are just really upset with their money. So guys, that's just a lesson, right? I just want to share that with you, and let's just get past all this, because that's just the drama, and we need to get past the drama. So you're wondering, is it a good time to buy in? Is this a good investment? Well, as you can see from this chart, we're actually seeing some interesting price increase. So it did just go below 14 cents in the past 24 hours. And just letting you know, 24 hours ago it was at not 48 cents, but 0.00048 cents, right? That was like that 4 hours ago. Now it's 0.00014. So obviously that was a huge loss, even for people who just bought in. And now it's back up to 0.0002. And the reason this price keeps fluctuating is because people are taking advantage of these dips. But these are sometimes leverage traders as well. So leverage traders are actually making a lot of money, and also losing a lot of money as well in these dips and trades. So as you can see here, it's still too low, guys. Like, I personally am not advising any of you to buy into this. And to me, this is dead. This is completely dead. It's never coming back. You can see all these different influencers and all these different people saying that Luna is dead, and then you'll see some other people say that Luna is just getting started. So if you put $100 in, you can make right now $1,000. Well, guess what? It's not going to work if you don't know how to do this right. No one can figure this out, not even leverage traders, right? Even if you're a professional at this. But if you're wanting to gamble, then I guess you're going to want to gamble, because this is what it actually is. It's gambling. And I do not advise any of my viewers to be buying into this at all. Please invest into safer assets. Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, those are way better things, right? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion. But those are just much more safer assets, right? They're not using UST. They're not trying to do something crazy and, gain all this publicity by, oh, I bought this many Bitcoin or whatever. It's just ridiculous. It bit them in the butt. Don't fall for egotistical people like this. It's just such a toxic atmosphere. Now, recently, just today, Luna Foundation Guard has announced plans to use its remaining assets to compensate UST users. So people who lost all their dollars holding UST, well, they're going to hopefully help them out by using their reserves. And what do I mean by that? Basically, they're going to be using a lot of their treasury reserves to help compensate people who lost that money. So guys, I'm so sorry that you guys went through this experience, but just be very patient. Hopefully Terra can help protect you. For Terra Luna holders who hold a Luna token, that remains to be unseen. Now moving forward, the Polygon CEO Ryan Wyatt, who used to work for YouTube, has offered to help Terra projects transition over to Polygon. And this is actually more bad news for Terra Luna, because that means developers who are building on Terra now are given this option to build on Polygon, which could be a lot safer. And so that means Terra Luna is going to lose all those developers and all those people creating and building on the platform. They're going to lose all those people because they're given other opportunities. So now there's nothing going to be built in Terra. So Terra's dead. Terra's dead on arrival. And guys, last but not least, I just want to share with you this one thing. If you feel bad about losing a lot of money in cryptocurrency and you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be in the crypto atmosphere anymore, well, it's no different from this. So 7.5 trillion has been wiped out of the stock market in 2022, and they say crypto is volatile. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because if you think crypto is volatile, it is, but also it's not as different as riskier stock options in the market, right? In the stock market, in the NASDAQ, it's just, you lose money everywhere, guys. And just don't think crypto is the only volatile asset. Yes, it is. It has more volatile uptrends and downtrends than stock markets, but it's because it's not regulated as well. And not everybody is in the stock market. Very, like literally maybe like 5%, maybe even less are in cryptocurrency. And it's because the technology is so new and superior and complex in a way that not everybody, not even baby boomers can be a part of, guys. So guys, I just want you guys to be very optimistic, and I'm sorry for all the people who are Luna holders. We feel for your pain. And if there are new people trying to invest in Luna, please don't do it. That's what I advise. If you're looking for short-term gains or short-term losses, well, you're going to be gambling your money here. And this is not something I absolutely advise, okay? So guys, I hope this video has been helpful. I just want to share with you my opinion. Again, I'm so sorry that I've been kind of under the weather. I hope to feel better this week. I do feel better a lot today than I did last week. So guys, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. And as always, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching Cryptolution. Register on our Patreon page for our insider training tips and more. And don't forget to click on the affiliates link below to receive sign-up bonuses and access the global crypto assets exchange. Invest safely, and we'll see you on the next episode of Cryptolution.